Welcome, Divine. All right, we are back with the Divine Feminine. Check out the Divine Masculine if you haven't. It's really, really good. It's amazing. It was the Divine Masculine energy is no longer participating in the drain of themselves, that they are desiring an energy exchange, which requires them to interact with people in which they receive as well. And it kind of matches the Divine Feminine reading that we had last time. So mirroring is happening, but it's more so a guiding mirroring that you'll see that switches back and forth between the two. But definitely that's what's going on over there. It's really good nuggets. And we want to look into the Divine Feminine. We are using a new deck, Angels and Ancestors. So welcome to Golden Mission 144, where the Divine Feminine and the Divine Masculine rock this life. When I say rock this life, these two embody what is needed to have the full earth experience. So it's beautiful. They are able to transition themselves, situations, things. They are able to transform them. You remember like that, I'm getting the show Transformers, where it's like the person, then the car, you know, the robot, just so much happening. I'm seeing all of that kind of going back and forth. But it's really Divine Feminine and Divine Masculine. They don't take life as is. They continue to renew themselves. They are following the energy thread of life. The energy thread of life of peace, of harmony, of contentment, of high vibe living. And whatever comes with that within the physical is fine. They have taken a step outside of holding on to what is in the physical despite however it feels. The Divine Masculine and Divine Feminine have recognized that they can manifest new life experiences for themselves and their generations to live an abundant life. All right, so let's get in. Divine Feminine is starting out with firm foundation. And I want you to see that triangular pyramid point right there in the back. And you got to see that back, okay? So that back, you know, that's not a wimpy back there. That back is like, okay. And then we have right here showing what built that. What built that? And what's coming to me big, what is coming to me so big is that root chakra, which is that healing, which is that you guys have trailblazed experiences, Divine Feminine. You have trailblazed experiences that caused a lot of pain that formed into your foundational space of you being able to take your vessel, okay? This is your human body vessel. And you have taken the energy from all of those painful and dark experiences because you lived those experiences, then you transmuted them into a better way of living, a higher way of living for yourself. You didn't fold. People are surprised. Got on up. Transition. Did something new. That's you. Don't stay blue. So I'm getting right here. You took all of that and look at that firm foundation it has made in this vessel. And I want you to see where this vessel is in comparison to the mountain. So these mountains had always been there, but look at this. It's no match. It's no match. You know, it's not a difficult task. This is a firm, steady being. So this is really, really beautiful. And this is also what will be considered within the Four of Wands when you start looking at the traditional tarot, which is what is wanted within the twin flame unions, which is those solid, steady foundations of those unions whenever a divine feminine and divine masculine come together. Understand there are divine masculines and there are divine feminines who may or may not do the union of the physical and the physical, but it doesn't mean that they can't embody the divine in their human form and walk this earth like, whoa. So understand that piece of it. But this is also the human. If you are going to do a union, you still have to embody and become the divine. It's kind of like what Paul said. Paul chose the opposing and was like, hey, nah, it's better just to go at this thing alone when it came to Paul, because it was like, I have to balance this, balance that. Well, when it comes to the twin flames are saying, yeah, but hey, rocking this thing out with my twin is the way. Because it really supports in that high vibing way of moving and higher perspective and things of that sort, because you're being filtered and fed a love energy throughout the process of getting this firmness within yourself as an individual, embodying the divine to be able to take on mountains, take on everything, take on what is necessary, which is happening. It's starting to happen. You're starting to see where the transmutation of self into becoming this sturdy individual, balance, union within self, can then go into the Four of Wands with whoever and have union and that strong, firm foundation. What makes a firm foundation from any type of relationship union is firm people. That's it. How you gonna get a firm foundation? How you gonna get a sturdy foundation? Give me some sturdy people. Give me some firm people. And there you go. So this is really, really, really good starting out with the divine feminine. So it's like, okay, well, you start out like that, we're done. Party over. But what I get coming in is like, look at that light. Look at that light and that hope. But the main thing that's coming is the light. Is that the divine feminine has gotten to the point where they have obtained this status. So now you are the light of the earth. You are shining and shedding light. You are going to find that people are going to want to just be next to you. You are going to find that people want to just talk to you. You are going to find, hear that music going octane. I'm not lying. It is the truth. We got a confirmation. I get that you needed a confirmation. Like, is she shooting me? Nope, nope, nope. You are going to find that people want to be in your presence. That's why you had to stop all of that heavy codependency. Like, you had to do something and give something and be extra and over just to have those connections. That music is going off with us. It's like, yes, hear it, hear it. Let me turn it down some. But you had to clear all of those things out so you can be in the receiving mode, which I think that was the last reading that was out for the divine feminine. So check that out. You're going to need that if you don't understand this point. And if you are still struggling to where your life isn't looking, where you are just receiving some things for being who you are, not for what you've done in the physical 3D structure of things, but being who you are as the light being a sturdy, firm guide on the earth as a shining light for other people, meaning that you hold an energetic source that people automatically need. So they'll want to be in your presence, they'll want to give to you, and they'll want to love you because they are receiving an energy exchange from you. It's the same way as you guys sending me stuff and doing an energy exchange. You are exchanging for some of my energy. That's what you're doing. And it's sure enough, when you do it, you get it. And sure enough, I know my energy is gold. So you should start seeing transitions in your life. That is the way it works. And you wonder, well, why am I led to give to this person? Why am I led to give to this person? You're led to give to that person because the light that is in them, you are receiving from that person. You're led to give to them because you're receiving from them. So you're balancing out the scales here on the earth plane in the energetic sector. Because it's all about that balance to be in alignment. So if you are receiving energy from somebody, it's normal for you to have a drive to want to give to them in repayment for what you're getting. So you just feel good. And you'll know it, like I'll get it a lot of times. It's like, dang, that person has been very supportive. So there is that need to give back. Just like me building the course bundle. And if you guys aren't at this place where you're starting to see this within your life and people are starting to recognize the difference in you and coming to you for the support, because the world is starting, the lighter we get, the more the darkness is being revealed to those who are around you. And then they're looking to you for a little bit of that light, okay? Which is, I need to get a little bit more like you because I'm a little bit disturbed by what I'm starting to see. You have gained a level of emotional intelligence that allows you to ride the waves of the natural energy that's happening as we lift the earth up, at the same way that the individuals have been lifted up to a higher way of living. In order for that to happen, many of the things that aren't right are having to come out, and we're having to transmute it. It's not just skedaddle, it is transmuted. So that's happening right now. So if you need support with that, course bundle is down below. It has about 16 or so units or so in it that gives you the success to help lift her and him up in this journey to get you where you need to be if you're not in this spacing right now. Your light should be evident as being a divine being. You should recognize that things are shifting a little bit in your presence. And you should also recognize that there is a natural draw to come to you or give to you that is a little bit different from those who are around you. It's not that you're doing anything extra or special anymore. Those days are over. It is simply because you put in the work. You put in the work to clear the darkness in you so you can be a little lighter. What is the darkness in you? Oh, those pain points. So you were able to take those pain points and turn it into something to create a firm vessel to embody large amounts of light that allows you to stand tall as a guide here on earth. So when people are really going through shit, and I mean, we're at a place where the more lit you get, the more people are seeing a lot of dark, horrible things that they are experiencing. And then they look over at you and they go, how come you're so light? I got to figure this out. So understand that a lot of what you're receiving is because of the work that you have done in becoming who you are. So you have to come to the place of recognizing who you are before you can start living the divine life, because you will start receiving from a different place, not from the work you're doing in the present, from the work you've done in the past of becoming this person who transformed really dark, negative situations into something that worked for their good, knowing that all things work together for your good and there is always another route. Woo! All right, divine feminine, that was big. That was big. So what's happening is that is moving the divine feminine into a new space. And that new space that the divine feminine is being moved into is no more sacrifice. So the sacrifice is upside down is what's standing out to me in this combination of two that came out. And I said, well, okay, so why does the sacrifice come out? And this is sacrifice. Look at that. Look at the divine feminine, arms up to the sky, connected to the rainbow bridge, the light, connected to all in the water, all the elements. You see air. You see all of these elements sitting in the water, flowing with each wave, hand up, unfazed. I'm no longer sacrificing that. That is the power of the divine feminine. Not necessarily pulling anything up or anything, but being the best of who that they can be. Being the most uplifted they can be in that guiding. It's like I'm no longer sacrificing this. And then we have here power. I'm no longer sacrificing my power. So that's where the divine feminine is. It's like I can't deny who I am and I can't deny my power anymore. So this is big for the divine feminine energy because you wanted to blend in, you wanted to get along, you wanted to connect, you wanted to be. Now you've accepted the fact that there was a reason that you were set apart. Pretty peculiar there. There was a reason that you were set apart. And you understand that there's a difference in how you live life, how you see things, how you feel about things. And that setting apart, you're recognizing is power. It's power because the very people that you're trying to align to are the people who are trying to be guided by you. And you'll understand that you'll still get the same feeling realm. You'll still get the same feeling realm I'm getting. It's like you're wanting to align like this so you can feel this and empowered and great. But I'm getting that if you just be that, then you are going to feel that. And you're also going to have people who are really coming to you and loving you truly. And they're loving you truly because they received the love truly from you that supported them in whatever they are doing by you just being you. Meaning that they're seeing a new way out of situations that they had no way. So they truly, I mean, you think about those people who you heard those, I even get it from you guys and I love it. You know, it makes me feel like, dang, this is what I'm doing this for. If I ever wondered, and sometimes you will, especially in the beginning, it's like, yeah, why am I getting on YouTube doing these cards when I have practice and I had a whole nother situation and a plan? But then when people start contacting you and they tell you that you gave a message that was transformative to their life, and you're thinking, really? That's what you got out of that? And then even when you can look at the messages, sometimes you will speak things to someone, you will say things to someone, or you will have a conversation just in listening and hearing from someone something that is so impactful to yourself. This is so twofold. This is so twofold. And that's the position that the divine feminine is going into now, is recognizing and just being who they are is what they've been trying to get to. It's so amazing. It's so amazing. So again, we are using the angels and ancestor cards. And I am getting, we pull out the first card. I want to read the description just like I did in the masculine. I wanted to do the same thing with the divine feminine because again, I tell you guys, writing is my first. That's how I would do my downloads, and promise you not, it was kind of shut down just to make sure I would come over here is what I told myself, but everything is aligning back the way it was. Because I truly did prefer writing. I truly preferred writing and getting my divine messages. So we honor those who write these messages within. So this coming down here, look at this. And we have holding space. Holding space. Hold things together, divine feminine. Don't make any sudden moves or changes. Stand strong, knowing you are where you are supposed to be. When the Druid card appears in a reading, you're being guided to dig deep within and hold your station. I love this. If you're wondering what to do next or have a sense of anxiety about what is unfolding in your life, it's time to shift your perceptions and move back to a state of trust. Don't change your plans or do anything drastic. Just trust in the process and let everything happen as it needs to before taking any more steps. Think of a tree. It has strong roots, yet continues to grow and bear fruit. Your life will be a reflection of this. Ah, I love that. Is that not what I was saying in the introduction? I love when that happens, because sometimes I get a channeled message for the introduction. And it is just that, speaking of how the divine feminine and divine masculine energy do embody that, just like a tree. I used to have a sticker of a scriptural reference of being like a tree, and I'm telling you, that is exactly what the divine feminine and divine masculine are. So I love that, starting out with the divine feminine. So whatever it is that you are pondering, or whatever it is that you are not that sure about, don't worry. Do not worry about that, because you are who you are, which means that you might not have your clarity for this at this point in time, but your clarity is coming. And you have to understand that patience is a virtue. You don't move until you have your clarity about something, but you can do things to support you in gaining your clarity. So whether or not, all these spiritual tools that you have learned over time, and then all of the people who are out here that are available to support. One of the things that I do is that I sit and I'm able to hone in large amounts of light, so I'm able to see the soul imprints, which are more like the darker viewed areas whenever I'm working with someone. So a lot of times people come before me, and they come for one thing, and then they recognize that we end up doing a working around in several different areas to unclog and unblock those areas. So you gain your clarity, you know your life, you know what's going on, you know what to do. And it's not uncommon to get lost in a time loop. So if you are divine feminine, you generally always are able to find your clarity in some type of vice that you have discovered, whether it's writing, whether it's having a conversation with a specific person, doing some type of channeling, download, art, music, whatever. I hear that music going in octanes, so we have definitely hit that. So you've been able to do that to get your clarity, but you might find times as there is a big lighting of darkness to come forward, that you are struggling to get to that point of clarity. Understand, whenever you hear kind of spiritual warfare, and we're talking about those opposing energies, that there will be time periods where you specifically are being put in a position where it seems like you're being shut down. so you don't get your clarity, because a divine being with their clarity is gone. As soon as I get my direction, know where I'm going, I'm gone. As soon as I get my direction and know what I need to do, I'm doing it. So you might find yourself in that space of, okay, what? And this is beautiful, because it's saying hold space. So allow yourself that patience of a virtue with yourself that you offer other people, to get the clarity that you need as a divine being, so you can move forward in the confidence that you hold as a divine being. There is no rush. You are not on the same timing as everybody else. You are on divine timing, which means that you can go in the different dimensional beings to gather whatever you need to not miss a thing. No rush for you. All right, so then, wonderful, coming right in here, trust and thrive. Trust and thrive, which is very important, because it's telling you to keep moving on the things that you know that are in front of you that you can do, the basic things that you've been wanting to do. This might be a time to handle the things in the home. This might be a time to handle the things within your beauty regimen. This might be a time to handle things when it comes to, I'm getting organization and relationship with other people. This is a time to get your business affairs in order. This is the time for you to do those things in thriving while you get the clarity and direction that you need. All right, and then we come right in here, be devoted and committed. Be devoted and committed. And right here, he's coming in here writing on the leaf. I love these cards with the peacock feather. And you just see that. And it's be devoted and committed to you is what I'm getting. And then we also have within the I coming out. So your intuition. Be devoted and committed to getting your divine moves. And what that means is you no longer want those moves that you did before. You want your divine moves, where it is balance, harmony, align, clarity, boom, abundance. You want to get that hit on that initial move because you made that move and you know when you're in it. You know when you're in that divine flow and you get that directional guidance to do this, do that, go there, align with that. And then that spacing is when it just pops off for you. So it's like even in these times, as this spiritual energy of opposing is cranking up, remember how you move. Remember how you move as a divine being. You know, so when you go, remember how you move as a divine being and say, be devoted and committed to allowing that patience to get your divine guidance. Because this is a time period where other factors, things, situations, spirit, energy, human will come forward and attempt to guide the divine, because the divine has a delay on receiving their divine guidance. You are who you are. You will always get it. It's just a little bit of a clog, a little bit of frog, a little bit of clog that kind of comes in as an attempt to throw you off. When that happens, know who you are. Be still. Be still. Know that I am God. Know that I am divine. Be still. So do it and be devoted and committed to getting your directional point, because you get your heads up to not have those mishaps within life. Love this. And not only are you being committed to that, also being committed, this came up in the divine masculine reading. Look at this. Holding up. Look at where hand is holding. So be committed. But it's also to that heart and to those soul connections and to your divine plight, which is very important, because this is also in the divine masculine reading. Exchange energy to create abundance. So like I mentioned before, be committed to hold a space, trust and thrive, to be devoted and committed to getting your divine guidance so you can exchange energy to create abundance. Meaning you don't want those false moves or going down those cycles or relationship situations because you jumped the gun off of perceived time versus divine time. And if you're having trouble being in those spaces or feeling triggered to make moves that you don't really want to make, that don't lead you where you want to be, make sure you check out in the description. There's support there. You can go into the coursing, or you can also get Introduction to Pain Transmutation separate outside of the coursing as well. And then any of you guys who had logged into that bundle before or paid to get in that bundle, you are all in it free. So you can always check any of those resources out as well. So this is just kind of what's going on there. So it's the same thing as the divine masculine. You want to make sure that you exchange energy to create abundance, meaning that you are exchanging this light. It's energy exchange. It's energy exchange. So the divine feminine is having to understand that it's no more of the connections where they are drained. It's no more of the connections where it's one-sided. It's no more of the connections where they're completely depleted, because they are devoted to their divine nature. So being devoted to your divine nature does not put you in those positions where you're too concerned about the human condition in the way that you move in ways that aren't divine, because your balance is important to remain in your divinity, which means you have to do energy exchanges, because you can't drain yourself completely out, because you need your energy now. You need to be present because you have stuff to do and you have a firm foundation that's spewing light. So people can't just come and pull up a truck, take all of the light, and then go on and you sitting somewhere in the dark. You can't do that anymore. You have to do energy exchange. And in order to do energy exchange, it means that you are dealing heavy on levels with people who respect that there needs to be an exchange done, and those in which give to you or gift to you unknowingly as to why, in exchange for the energy that you really are giving out. So you won't have those moments where you leave those people, get off the phone, or have those situations where you are depleted, because it is for you to be up more. Because as the divine become light and bright, the world is seen darker. Meaning people are looking for people who seem unbothered. Meaning you're up. I like this. So that is all about the boundaries of the divine. Once stepping in the power, making sure those boundaries are intact as being the divine being, which means that there's energy exchange, cannot be depleted. Why you can't be depleted? Because it is a light source, and nobody wants the light source going out. I love this because even going into the thinking space, we have laying all the cards out there. The divine feminine is laying all the cards out there, being in their power, being who they are, knowing that they are a guiding light here on earth, knowing that they experience and see things that other people do not experience and see, and they are okay being in that position because they know that more and more people are getting to that space and they are headed your way. Then we come in emotionally. We come in with the Page of Swords, which is the emotional message for the Jane Wallace is, I take care of the detail and stay in control. And that goes right into remaining in your power. So you don't step down from your power, do the blending like we mentioned before in your past readings that came up. But this is a different thread as to why. You don't do that anymore because you're starting to recognize more and more people are coming to you. So you are staying in control of you. Not other things and situations. You're staying in control of your balance, your alignment, your harmony. And you're recognizing it's much easier. It's much easier to be a divine being. It's much easier to show up for people. Because you literally just have to show up. You don't need a lot of the physical 3D things that you used to believe and stress about to be a lifter. You'll recognize people say, you're just a breath of fresh air. You're just a breath of fresh air. I feel just so peaceful or calm with you. Or I got this going on with so-and-so, so-and-so. They just need to meet you. You just need to talk to them. Or you'll find that people might want to touch you, and that might be a little bit disturbing, but you'll notice a closeness sometimes. And again, being in the receiving mode, because it's understanding that that lifts you up in that energy exchange, because energy is being taken from you. Energy is being taken from you. There are a lot more people around you who are not in the lifted state as you. And the way that they exchange their energy is by giving you something around the physical realm that will support you. Or sometimes you'll get around the same level of energy exchange, or something else. In the words of those beautiful, loving words of appreciation even lift us up sometimes too, depending on exactly who it comes from strategically at the perfect time. But either way, it's not that one-sided thing. It's not necessarily about financial or value. It is the worthiness and the value that there will be after you exchange. There will also be a warming of your heart. There will also be a warming of your heart. It will become good to give because you will feel good at it, because you will also have a warming of your heart and receiving as well. So it's the same thing. Giving and receiving becomes the same vibrational space. It's beautiful. which brings an imbalance. I love this. I love this. I love this. So way to go, Divine Feminine. This is beautiful. Making sure that you are doing energy exchanges with people. Various ways. Making sure it's in balance. Remaining in your power. Acknowledging you have created a firm foundational vessel throughout your experiences in which you anchor in large amounts of light, that people are just coming to you just to have a little bit of time in your sunshine. And that you are enough. You are literally enough. That is what it's about. And that it's okay to receive, because that helps you stay up so you can be more and more and more and more enough. It's beautiful. The golden mission is union within self, then union with others. Yeah. See you soon. This Lionsgate energy we are in right now is really, really good. So you should be seeing and experiencing some really abnormals. Don't forget to subscribe to the channel where I really do some ascension lifts. I'm telling you, everyday metaphysics, me personally face to face, because it is really time to get into some topics that you probably haven't discussed before. See you guys soon.